Here we can see Hezekiah's reaction to Isaiah's prophecy concerning him. He said, "Good is the word of the Lord which thou hast spoken, for there shall be peace and truth in my days." I'm going to go with Isaiah here. The same verse is in 2 Kings. We would expect that if we looked at Isaiah's words of prophecy, that he was prophesying of peace and truth in Hezekiah's days. Isaiah had said to Hezekiah, "Behold, the days come, that all that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store until this day, shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, saith the Lord. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, shall they take away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon." Now, how does Hezekiah's treasures and sons being carried into Babylon have anything to do with peace and truth in his days? How could he feel that Isaiah's words were good, or even that they could lead to truth or peace in his days? Now, prior to this, and the reason for Isaiah's prophecy, men from Babylon came to Hezekiah because they heard that he was recovered from his sickness. Hezekiah was glad to see them, and he showed them everything in his house, all of his treasures and spices. There wasn't anything that Hezekiah didn't show them that was in his house. And Isaiah said because of this, everything would be carried away into Babylon, even his sons that would issue from him, serving as eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. The sickness was spiritual. Spiritual sickness keeps one in error because he doesn't understand. His sickness is over so he can understand. His understandings are treasures which he showed to the men from Babylon. The men who saw the treasures would take those understandings into Babylon. Hezekiah's spiritual sons that would issue from him through the sowing of his word would serve as eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. As eunuchs, they can't sow their own words, so they sow Hezekiah's words of truth and understanding. Hezekiah's reaction to Isaiah's words doesn't make sense if this was literal history, but makes perfect sense according to prophetic allegory. There is no peace and truth in Babylon, but there will be because of Hezekiah's understandings being carried away into Babylon. Now, this interpretation fits well with what follows in Isaiah in chapter 40. Here is the passage that we have been looking at, plus the first 5 verses of the next chapter. Please comment or check out my other videos.